Latch hook rug creation is perhaps the most relaxing hobby that anyone could be involved in. Over here is one of my first projects that I completed. It's an American flag done in 100% wool. If you'll notice, each one of the components, each one of the sections of the project is composed of a repetition of patterns of the yarn. The idea being here that by completely repeating the pattern over and over again, the mind becomes incredibly relaxed. Or in other words, you start to begin to engage in the process of mindfulness. This type of project has been suggested by many mental health counselors. This project, another one that I've done, is a dolphin project, and it's done in acrylic. But no matter what the media, what yarn you're using, all of these activities are absolutely fantastic to achieve peaceful, quiet tranquility. But let's not talk about it anymore. Let's do it. I'm in the process today of continuing a project I've been doing for quite a few months. It's a abstract beach scene, a wave. And let's talk about the tools that will be necessary to complete this project. First of all, this project was purchased in a kit, and it contained all the components that I needed. There are essentially 3 different types of tools for any project. In most kits, a hooker such as this, a standard hooker, comes in the box. However, most hobbyists prefer a more deluxe hooker such as this. It has a much wider handle and it's easier to grasp. Next, most kits come with pre-cut yarn such as this. Many different colors, but all the yarns are cut in the same size, and they're in a package to help you keep track. Next, we need to work with the grid. Now, most grids that come with kits have a pattern that is already printed on the grid. So in order to complete the project, all you really need to do is to follow the pattern, sort of like in a paint by numbers format. However, more advanced hobbyists usually prefer a grid such as this that has no pattern on it, for a number of reasons. One being, you are able to create your own pattern if you'd like, or you're just wanting to use the guide, which I'll be talking about in just a moment. So, let's talk about how it is that we actually make a proper stitch with the hooker. Here we go. We pick up our yarn, and I'll make a little fold like that. Then I simply insert my hooker into the grid hole, like so. Pick it up here, pull it through. Now watch what happens. The little piece here flips over that. Now when you're coming across this way, you want to make sure that it catches right there. Now, some of you might want to stop the video at this point and look at how this is done. Now, at this point, I will pull this through like so. The final step in this stitching process is to make sure that the stitch is secure by pulling it tight, like so. All right. Now that we have a proper stitch for the latch hook rug, let me explain what we see here. There are, on the grid, there are generally 10 holes going one way and 10 holes going the other way. This provides us with a navigation system. The navigation system is tied to the grid. The grid has a legend, a symbol legend, as you can see here. Each one of the threads is assigned a number and a legend, or in other words, an icon, if you will. You can find where each one of the yarns belongs, in other words, into which hole it goes, by following the legend and looking for where it is to be in the hole. So, once the project is complete, in other words, you have all the holes filled from left to right and top to bottom, you will need to complete the project. As you can see, there are some loose ends on the edges here, and I'll show you how I completed my first project. My first project that I completed on an Amtrak train, actually, and that's one of the beauties of this hobby. You can do these anywhere. After I was done, I used a adhesive type tape. I placed the tape along the edges, and then to secure the tape in place, I ironed it. Therefore, it secured all the edges. It wasn't loose. So, I hope that you join me and thousands of others in the hobby of latch hook rug creation.